Welcome back. I am going to cover Molly Golightly on this video, and I know I sound really hoarse here. I have been dealing with these sinuses for a while now. It's crazy. But, I'm going to try to do something different with my videos. I still don't even know how to do that. I don't even know what you call it, where you got the little bubble there where it shows your little profile, and it's the little bubble that's talking. So again, you're just staring at this little gift box thing, or I do the fireplace, or my aquarium. But I still haven't figured everything out, so I just kind of wing it, do it as I go. But I'll figure all that out eventually, just taking my time at it and kind of winging it as I go. But I did want to do a segment here on Molly Golightly, aka Marissa. The first time I ever watched, or I guess came across, Molly Golightly was many years ago. She was on Wife Swap. I was watching that with my daughter. My daughter liked watching that. They had another one. I think it was like some. Can't think of the name of it. It was similar, but I think it was like Mom Swap or something like that. Kind of like the same scenario, I guess. But anyways, my daughter liked watching it, and we watched it. And she kind of went by Big Juicy, I think. And yeah, pretty interesting if you guys never seen that. And I'm sure that a lot of it was just acting, right? I think it was like on Lifetime or something, I'm not sure. But if you see Molly now, you kind of wonder how much of that was really acting, right? But my daughter and I were just thinking, wow, this woman is out there, crazy. But I liked her Manny. I liked Princess, right? But anyways, that's the first time I ever seen Marissa. And then you have, many years later, I came across her, with the Christopher Watts case. Again, the Watts case just seemed to bring out a lot of craziness, right? And she was covering the Christopher Watts case, and I didn't watch a lot of Molly Golightly. I didn't watch a lot of her videos, and I was kind of shocked, because here was this person that was on this Wife Swap, and then she had her own channel, and she had a large following, and I guess she's a life coach. And I'm like, thinking to myself, okay, people pay her to be a life coach, but she's got this, she can keep your attention. She's very loud, very loud. That's her personality. She's a Jersey girl. She claims, that makes her loud, out there. But Marissa, to me, like I said, I didn't watch a lot of her videos, but I did watch some. And, to me, she just seemed like she was materialistic. She had to be the center of attention, and you'll hear me say that quite a bit when I do discuss her. She had to flaunt what she had. And, even like in Wife Swap, if that, if that was a lot of acting, you see that in her now. In my opinion, you see that in her now. She has to flaunt what she has. And in my opinion, other people are beneath her, again, And so with the Christopher Watts case, she was covering that case, and she she did do a video about Shanann. I did watch that. I did, like I said, I didn't watch much of her. She was not my cup of tea. You know, other people did like her. You know, they liked her loudness, her being, how should I say this? I don't even know how to explain Molly. I don't. Um, I don't know. You know, some people that follow her, or I don't know if she has. I know there's a lot of drama going on with her, or they might have been in the past. I don't know if she has hurt a lot of people, helped a lot of people. I don't know, because I wasn't one to really watch a lot of videos of her, because like I said, she just wasn't my cup of tea with her loudness and her screaming, and just like, you know, it was always, to me, it was just like, look at me. I want the attention, you know. She just wasn't somebody that I wanted to keep watching her videos, okay? But I did see the one where she was making fun of Shanann, all right? And she was, you know, popping these, like, I don't remember if they were like Band-Aids or something on. She was literally making fun of Shanann for the Thrive patches, okay? And, you know, to me that was very tacky, okay? Because this woman was murdered, and her babies were murdered, and you have this creator that is making fun of it. And so anyways, and there was no saying, oh, well, I was, you know, there was no way of getting around that she was literally making fun of Shanann. There was no way around that. So she eventually apologized, okay, for doing that. But again, you're talking about bad behavior on social media. I mean, who makes fun of someone that has been murdered? I mean, you can discuss behaviors. I mean, people are going to discuss true crime. They're going to discuss the victims, okay, their past. They just are. That's just how it is, you know. People are going to do that forever. They have been doing it. They dig into victims, you know, that have been murdered. They will dig into their past. They'll dig. I don't know why. It seems like they dig into their past more than they dig into the people that have murdered them, but they do. But she did, and then she got connected with the Rucheks, and that's Shanann's family. And she made friends with them, and I guess Shanann's family liked Molly Golightly. And I guess they said, you know, they enjoyed her. They liked her. I don't know if they liked her from Wife Swap or if they liked her YouTube channel before. I don't know. And I find that really crazy as well, because, you know, the Rucheks have been on social media since this, you know, since this all went down, and they've been following different creators, and, you know, just been very active on social media. And a lot of creators and a lot of people have been talking about Shanann and saying, you know, not too nice things about her, because, you know, we all know that Shanann was very active on Facebook. And so they were critiquing her videos, and, you know, we're not going to get into that on this video. I might do a video later on, you know, on the Watts case. I don't know. But anyways, I just couldn't believe that they would befriend somebody that literally made fun of their daughter, okay? That was just bizarre to me, that they reached out to her, or if she reached out to them. I don't know exactly how that happened. But, I mean, you can say sorry, I get that, But someone that is making fun of your murdered daughter, and you want to be friends with them, and I just don't get it. I'm sorry. I could not accept somebody's apology. I mean, I can accept it, but I would never be friends with somebody that made fun of my murdered child on their platform, okay? For thousands and thousands of people to hear and see. I could never do that. But they did. Um, and then Molly really befriended Frankie, Shanann's brother. And I'm not sure exactly everything that went down with that. I know that Frankie was supposed to go on a trip with them, with Molly and some friends. I think it was to New Orleans or something like that. And there was like, there was a fund going on to help support that trip. And I guess Frankie didn't go. Something about truck issues. I mean, this was a while back, so you can't quote me on this. But so Molly turned around and she returned those funds because Frankie didn't go. And I guess Frankie thought those funds should still go to him. Okay, that's what I'm gathering. Again, this has been a while back. So Molly was returning those funds back to the people that donated, and I think she showed the receipts that she did do that because he didn't go on the trip. So, since the funds were for that, she felt like, they should go back to the people that donated since, they weren't going to be used for what they were raised for. And in my opinion, she did the right thing there. If funds are raised and they're not going for what people donated for, then in my opinion, they should be returned, right? So, and I do believe that she also donated some money, to Frankie as well, out of her own pocket. So anyways, there was a falling out between her and Frankie, all right? And I'm not going to get into all that because I don't remember and I'm not going to go back and look. But what I don't agree with is Sandy Ruchak was speaking with Molly about some personal things about Frankie. And when they had this little falling out, Molly had to put out there what Sandy said to her about Frankie. Now, again, you see this over and over. These creators get in with these families, these victims, right? And you've seen it a lot with the Watts. And I'm not going to, and I don't want anybody to comment about the Rucheks or the Watts. Like I said, I might do a video on the Watts case, and then I can, we can discuss that. But you've seen it a lot with the Watts. These people get with these victims, okay? And in the eyes of the law, no matter what you want to think, the Watts are victims as well. And then they have a falling out, or, the families want to move on and they don't want to talk to certain people anymore. And then these creators or, certain people want to put out all the private conversations that these victims or the family of the victims, what they all talked about. And to me, that's re-victimizing them, okay? They confide in them, they talk to them, there's a falling out, or the families want to move on, and so they have to put out the personal conversations, screenshots. These people record conversations that they've had with these family members, and they put those out as well. Now, I'm not saying Marissa did that, okay? She spoke about the conversation with Sandy, but I'm talking about, some other creators have put out phone calls and such like that, and screenshots. But Marissa did put out, or did talk about a private conversation that should have never been talked about for thousands to see. That, that should have been kept private. Again, we see this over and over. And it's just disgusting. There's certain things that should be held private. You've already had families that have been through the worst thing in their life. I mean, just sit back and imagine. Imagine having your family killed, okay? Imagine having your child kill their family and then killing your grandbabies. Now imagine having it be a high-profile case and having all these groups talking about it and then doing conspiracy theories about it, okay? And some of them just making up bullshit. And a lot of them doing it just to grow their channels, okay? And then, putting out personal stuff that you talk to people about. And, you think that you found a friend and a creator, or you found a platform to be able to voice something because you want to get your story out there, and you think that they're this great creator that's going to give you a platform to talk, or you feel safe. You're not safe. You're not. I mean, can you just imagine, having this happen? And then I just, again, the human behavior on social media and these adults doing this. So again, we're just going to stop there because, like I said, I might do another video and talk about the Watts case, because, that's where it seems like all this craziness started from. But back to Marissa. So she put that out, and then I didn't watch any of her videos, just like I didn't watch, a lot of other creators, but I didn't watch Marissa at all, or Molly Golightly. Didn't watch nothing of hers again until the Gabby Petito. So I have no clue what she put out there. I don't have any clue if she has hurt other people, or if she's done this or that to other people. I just know she wasn't someone that I wanted to follow, okay? Or that I was interested in, if that makes any sense. So, or if she wasn't anybody that I seen was doing any scamming or shady stuff to really talk about a lot, you know what I'm saying? So, I seen that with the rechecks, okay? And I thought that was really crappy that she would put something out there that Sandy said to her. I understand, of her saying something about Frankie, because I think Frankie was accusing her of taking money that was supposed to be donated. But she was showing her receipts, right? She had every right to stand up for herself and saying, hey, I did not take this money that was supposed to be donated. I gave it back to people that donated because you did not go on this trip, and that's what the money was raised for. So we're going to move on from there. So now we go to, the Gabby Petito case, and this is what I wanted to talk about with Molly Golightly. Okay, she decided that she was going to go to Florida to stand in front of the Laundrie's house and to do what? Okay, and I might do another video on my thoughts about the Laundrie family and the case itself, because again, I stopped watching, and I've already said this, I stopped watching all creators completely for months until the Gabby Petito case, because, it just blew up and it was everywhere. So, and every creator just hopped on that, and I get it, I understand. It's true crime. So everybody was covering the case, right? She decided she was going to go to Florida, and you had you had the media that was already parked out, outside of their home because they weren't talking. They lawyered up. They weren't talking, which was their right, to lawyer up. It was their right not to talk. We have that right as an American citizen to get a lawyer and not to say a word. We have that right. We have that right to stay in our home, and we have that right not to have people harass us, but people have a right to protest as well. And you have this person, I think he's called White Boy Lockdown. I think I got his name wrong before when I was discussing this thing that Natasha was talking about with Molly Golightly. We'll get to that in a minute. But she flew out there, and I guess this White Boy Lockdown, she connected with him, okay? And I guess he's not a new creator, but he was new to true crime. And I don't think he had that many followers, but now, since he connected with Molly, right? They connected. Now he's got, he kind of blew up, and he's got all these subscribers now. Now they have a falling out, okay? But now he kind of piggybacked off of Molly and Gabby Petito, and he's got this, he's got a lot of followers now. But she kind of hooked up with him, and then she hooked up with Jonathan Lee. Yeah, okay. She's like, don't worry about his past, okay? Don't worry about his past. The biggest suer in the world, okay? You can't look at this man sideways or he's going to sue you, okay? He's in the Guinness Book of World Records, and I think he even sued them for putting him in there. So, yeah, you can't look past that. And supposedly he's a friend of the family of Gabby Petito. Yeah, okay. So, him and then this blowhorn lady, we'll just call her that. She's somebody new, okay? They're standing out and screaming at the Laundries. They think they're going to break them to come out and talk to them. They're YouTubers. Well, at least Molly Golightly is. Jonathan's just on Twitter, twitting away, okay? And I don't know about the blowhorn lady, if she's got a channel. I think her daughter is, like, on Twitter, okay? She's got, like, a lot of followers, okay? But all of a sudden, they feel the need to stand out and scream on a blowhorn at this family. Now, they go over to the daughter's house, Cassie, Jonathan and the blowhorn lady, and they get her to come out and talk, and they act like that they're reporters or something, and they're breaking this case. They're breaking it, okay? They have her come out. She doesn't say much of anything, okay? I think they just had enough, and they come out and say a few words. So they think that they break her, they're going to break the family, and they're going to have them come out and talk. So Molly Golightly, I think she makes, 2 trips out to Florida? Is that what it was, 2 trips? And she makes sure she is, in my opinion, center of attention, like she always does. She's got her Louis Vuitton bag, her heels. She's talking about, oh my gosh, it's so hot. You guys just don't understand. I'm sweating. Oh, my hair looks so horrible. My makeup. She makes sure she gets on the news. She makes sure she's screaming and she's yelling. She went up on their door and knocked. That's trespassing. All right? It's trespassing. If you're going to protest, and I'm not against protesting, I'm not. But if you're going to protest, you do not trespass on someone's property and go knock on their door. Okay? You don't put something on their vehicle. You don't cross those boundaries, all right? But she does. And I know she put a laundry basket out there and put stuff in it, and she, bragging about it, whatever. Now, this blowhorn lady, I think she's got I don't even know what happened. I didn't even look it up. She filed a lawsuit against, I think his name's Chris, okay, Laundrie, for a sign that they had a picture of their Cassie, their daughter, all right? And I guess when he came out, it says, what if this was Cassie? And they're talking, about Gabby. Now, we got to have a picture here. They did a memorial. A lot of people did a memorial on their property of Gabby. Pictures of Gabby, flowers, all this stuff on their property. And I understand it's the easement, okay? But you are still responsible, even though everybody that owns property knows this. You got an easement that belongs to the city. I mean, it's yours. Okay, it's your property. But the city has, they could put, equipment on there. It's theirs, but it's yours, if that makes sense. You're still responsible to maintain that easement, okay? You still have to cut the grass. You still have to maintain that. So they're putting all this memorial stuff on their property. But it's the easement, so, whatever. And so these two sisters, I believe, and they said that they paid for it, the sign. Okay, they paid for it with their money, and they made this sign, about Cassie, and they put this sign on the property of the Laundries, on the easement. Well, the dad came out and took that sign and put it somewhere. I don't know. He took it and put it somewhere. Well, this blowhorn lady decided to do a lawsuit about this sign for what, $40? Even though, okay, she didn't put no money towards this sign. She paid nothing. She didn't put that, it had nothing to do with her. But she filed a lawsuit against the dad. Now, wouldn't the two sisters be the one to file that lawsuit? Because it was their money, their time, and it was their property, not this blowhorn lady. She had nothing to do with that sign. So why is she the one following the lawsuit? Yeah, her and Jonathan really, they hooked up great, right? Lawsuit lady. We shouldn't call her blowhorn lady. We should call her lawsuit lady. So she's filed, I don't know what happened with that. I'm going to look it up. That's one thing I am going to look up because I think it was in December. I don't even know if she went to court. I mean, that was a waste of court's time, okay, to follow a lawsuit for something that you had nothing to do with. Your money did not go into that. Your time didn't go into that. You had nothing to do with that sign, but you're following a lawsuit? For what? Absolutely ridiculous. So anyways, again, back to Marissa. She made sure that, she was on the news, and then she's like, well, if I wanted to, because, a lot of people were saying, well, she was only doing this to get on the news and to make her channel grow and everything. She's like, well, if that was the case, I would have used Molly Golightly. I wouldn't have used my real name. Well, a lot of people know what her real name is, okay? And it's connected with Molly Golightly, and they know her face. All right? And people are streaming this all over the true crime channels. So it's not it. It's ridiculous that she even said that. And, you know, she's just showing her ass, in my opinion. She's acting like she cares about Gabby Petito, in my opinion. I mean, what was the purpose of flying out there just to scream and yell? You're not breaking these people. They lawyered up. They're not coming out. And they're not going to come out and talk to creators, okay, on YouTube. If they were going to come out, they would have talked to, you know, the real media. Not you. Not some Twitter person. And not some blowhorn person, okay? They would have talked to the media. The real media. And they would have told you guys, you know, shoo, go away. I'm not talking to you. And they would have talked with somebody with the attorney present. So then, you know, this continues on. And, you know, when I say that Marissa was doing this just for her own gratification, you know, when she goes to get flowers, you know, she's got to have that camera on her face, right? In the flower shop showing, oh, this is so pretty. This is so pretty. You know, she has to show everything that she does. And everything that and she's got to tell you how much it cost, how much the trip cost, you know, showing the motel how much the motel cost, how much flowers cost, exactly what she puts, you know, puts into anything that she does. And that to me leaves a bad taste in my mouth. When you're doing something and you're supposed to be doing for a good cause, if you have to tell everybody how much it's costing you to do that, I think she even said, because she called Natasha out about, well, I donated to Gabby Petito, I donated $500. You know, how much did you donate? When you have to do that, you're only doing it to show off, okay? Then Natasha had to come back and say, well, you don't know how much I've donated. But then Natasha's like, well, here you go. And then she donated $500 and had to show everybody as she's clicking that she's donating $500. Because, you know, we know that Natasha made a lot of money off the Gabby Petito case as well, right? So here you got two creators going back and forth, tit for tat. I donated this much, and calling the person out, well, I donated the same amount, and showing as she's doing it, this is how much I'm donating to the Gabby Petito Fund. You're both are ridiculous, okay? When you have to sit there and brag about how much you're donating to something, you're only doing it for a pat on the back, is what you're doing. All right? But back to Marissa. So she has to, you know, again, in my opinion, it's all about her. If you watch anything, it's me, 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 me. I did this. I did that. I spent this. I spent that. What are you all doing? What are you doing? What didn't you do? Okay? And then she has to show every little thing that she has done or spent. And then again, screaming and yelling and then laughing. Oh my gosh, you know, drama. She's just, I mean, if that wife swap was acting, you know, she's another good actress, because she's just like, you know, throws her hands up in the air and, oh, you know, oh my gosh, look at me. That's the feeling I get with Marissa, and I guess that's why I couldn't follow her. It's just, you know, it's all about her. Look at me. So then she comes up, what, you know, she went to what, the reserve, you know, with heels, and she's like, I went to the reserves, and you guys just don't understand, you know, unless you were there and you seen it. I seen everything. I seen this and I seen that. What did you see, Marissa? What did you see? You seen the house? You know, the Laundrie's house? You screamed and yelled and threw a laundry basket out there and went and got some flowers, and you did some what? Some poster board and put it up in on their property, and you went to the reserve what and walked around a little bit in your heels with your Louis Vuitton bag. And yes, it was hot in Florida and you're sweating and your makeup, it was what, running. You didn't do your hair. Then you went back to what, your nice motel, and then you were complaining about the food. The food was horrible that you ordered. So you're complaining about your food. And what did you do? What did you do? I mean, at this time, we already know Brian is out there somewhere, okay? Well, now we know that he's deceased, okay? No matter what people say, he's dead, all right? He's dead. Gabby was murdered, and I had no doubt from the beginning that Brian murdered Gabby, okay? So what are you doing? Gabby's not missing anymore. We already know that she's been murdered at this point in time. You're wanting the Laundries to talk. We have no idea at this point in time. All right, we know at the beginning that they did not talk to the family, and like I said, I'm thinking about doing another video on my opinion on what was going on with that. But we have no idea, and they weren't talking with law enforcement to begin with. We have no idea what they were talking or what was being said to FBI and law enforcement, you know, after that initial lawyering up, okay? But that's going to be saved for another video. We don't know what was going on with the FBI and them, because we know the FBI came in and got things, and we're talking with them, all right? So we don't know, because, you know, it's kind of been hush-hush, right? We haven't heard much of anything since they found the remains, and they said it was, you know, Brian's, and they said that he shot himself in the head. You know, we haven't heard about a gun being found. We haven't heard about, you know, what was in that notebook or journal or whatever they found. We haven't heard anything. The family hasn't talked. I haven't looked to see if the lawyer has said any more. But, you know, you have Marissa still saying, oh, he's alive. I know he's alive. This is all a setup. You know, they screwed up. Law enforcement screwed up. Yeah, I think they did. They did screw up this case. But we have to remember, Brian he was not a wanted man, okay? They were doing some surveillance, but they did not have enough evidence. And that's what people don't understand. They're like, well, why didn't they bring him in for this and that? You know, some people just don't understand, I guess, the law. And yes, you know, I said from day one, you know, this man killed her, you know, but at that time, she was still a missing person. They did not find her remains until after Brian went missing, right? And so they could not bring him in for murder. They could not hold him on nothing because they didn't have anything. So do I think that, you know, they messed up on a lot of things? Yeah, I do. But they cannot just hold people for nothing. And that's what some people don't get. You know, yeah, it sucks. It really sucks because, you know, you think that they could have just grabbed him, took him in there and held him and questioned him for this and that, but, you know, that's not how the law works. So, you know, I got off track there, but, you know, she thinks that the FBI, law enforcement, the coroner, you know, the people that, they sent off his remains, because they couldn't find out the cause of death, this and that. She thinks that all these people that has, spent their entire life, their entire career, spent all this money in college to do this, that they would risk all of this, their entire livelihood, okay, for a nobody like Brian to do a cover-up because he's still alive somewhere. This is a story that Molly and a lot of people believed because it was a cover-up, so they would risk their entire livelihood for a nobody like Brian because he's alive. She claims that his family has all these millions, and I know that there, I don't know, there was a report out there or something that his family was worth like $5 million or something, with the juice company. I don't know. But, you got to ask yourself this. If they have all this money, why would they have stayed at their home to be harassed daily for what, a month? A little over a month? They were harassed daily with these blowhorns and these, the media and everything. Why didn't they go to Jamaica, to the Bahamas, out of the country, go across country, go somewhere? If they had all this money, nothing was holding them in that house. There were no charges. Nothing said they had to be there at that house. They could leave whenever they want, They could have left whenever they wanted to. But they didn't. So if they, she said that they had connections to yachts and stuff like that, and they sent Brian off, and he's living it up somewhere. And I know a lot of people believe that. That's why I do want to do a video. I really do. Because I do have my own opinion on what might have happened and why they kept quiet to begin with. I have my opinion on that, so I do want to do a video on that. But again, if they had all this money in the world to send Brian off and do it all, with no bank trail, no trail to bring anything to them, and if law enforcement thinks that, they were involved at all, they would be in jail, right? They wouldn't be in jail. But, she thinks, and a lot of other people do too, and everybody's entitled to their opinion, but Marissa is basically stating that it's a fact. Everybody else is an idiot, stupid. She's not an idiot. She's not stupid because she sees right through it. But again, why would they stay in that home and have their daughter and their grandchildren stay in their home, okay, to be harassed like this daily for this long period of time, instead of just going somewhere where nobody knows them, nobody knows them. They already took off work, right? They already took off their business or work. They're not leaving the house. So why stay there and put up with this instead of going somewhere where they can wait and see what happens and do it in peace? And again, they finally had to get out and cut the grass, and we see, the father is going to the gas station and being harassed at the gas. They can't even go anywhere with, the media and these creators following him, or Twitters or whatever following him and questioning him, why aren't you talking, and whatever. And the grass is growing. He finally gets out there to cut the grass. Why not hire somebody to cut the grass for him so he doesn't even have to put up with that shit, right? And then again, if they knew, if Brian told them what he did, and again, I do believe he killed Gabby, okay? No doubt in my mind. If Brian came home and said, hey, I did this, I killed Gabby, and they knew it, why would they wait so long to help their son out and ship him off? Okay? Why didn't they do that when he first came back? Why didn't they do that right away? Give him a really good head start. Because we already know that he went camping. Okay, right? I mean, there's proof there that he went camping with them, pictures and everything. Why didn't, when he came back on the first there, and, if he told him all this stuff, why didn't they send him away, get this all, this ball rolling before anybody would have been able to catch on? Give him a big head start and get it going. Instead of, the last couple, a 2-day head start or whatever, Anyways, like I said, I might do a video on that. Back to Molly Golightly. Yeah, I am going to do a video on that. Not that I might, I am, because there is some, I want to do what my opinion is on all of that. So, getting off of the subject here. So, Molly Golightly, Marissa, is saying, you guys all don't know, you weren't there. Well, I was there, you don't know what how the police were and stuff. Well, these police didn't tell her crap. Are you kidding me? She acts like that they gave her the inside scoop of everything that was going on. They didn't tell her shit. Like she's a reporter or a private eye or something. The only thing that she's seen was their house, okay? And, some of the neighbors talking, some people in the area talking, because this is national news. National. And then again, in my opinion, her showing off of everything that she spent, her growing her channel, she got a bunch of subs, she got clout, she got money off of this, and that's fine. That's how, that's how the true crime community, that's how it grows. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, you cover it, and that's how your channel grows. There's nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying is her going down there and the way she acted, okay, in my opinion, to get on the news, because you have all these news channels down there, right? Okay, covering this, and they're right in front of the Laundrie's house, and her showing her ass knowing it was going to get on the news, with her screaming and yelling and acting a fool. She knew it was going to be on the news. This crazy woman going nuts. And again, I know I'm repeating myself, but she has to put out everything that she spends to show off, in my opinion. So we're going to move on. She takes us back to her channel, and she's just like, the rest of you true crime people, and we'll see this with the Summer Wells case. You guys, you're not covering jack shit because you didn't go down there. You didn't go down there. So all these other creators that are covering the Gabby Petito case, since you didn't go down there, okay, since you didn't act a fool and scream and yell, okay, and get with these other people that are doing what they're doing for whatever reason, and brag about how much you spent and left your families and or, your other jobs that you might have, then you're not really covering true crime. Well, Molly, when you were covering other cases before this, were you not really covering true crime because you didn't hop on a plane and leave your family and go to the destination where the true crime happened, or where the families were? So can you say that about yourself before the Laundrie case because you didn't hop on the plane and go there? Just saying. So then we have Molly Golightly decides to go ahead and cover Summer Wells' case. Okay, I guess she had one of her friends was covering that case and she wasn't going to do it. Now, I don't know why. This is a missing girl in Tennessee, and someone said they had a falling out. I'm not sure. I don't even know who this, I don't know if she's a creator. I don't know. But, you know, I guess Blowhorn Lady and Jonathan, they're going there, okay? So, Molly decides she's going to, they either flew or drove or whatever. I guess it was like a hush-hush or something. And I guess they also, I just watched bits and pieces, okay? I guess they got in contact with the father of Summer Wells. Again, getting involved with family members, right? And this is an ongoing case. So in my opinion, you know, doing stuff like that can really interfere with the investigation, okay? These people are creators, they're YouTubers, they're Twitter people, and I'm not sure Blowhorn Lady, like I said, I don't even know what she is. But you don't have the credentials, you don't have the experience, you don't have jack shit to be doing what you're doing. And you can really be jeopardizing the case. All right? If the family members are involved at all, okay, you could be jeopardizing the case doing what you're doing. That's just my opinion. But she decides that and I guess it was a big secret, I don't know. But they decide to go, and their main focus is on the family. Now, the way that I'm seeing, I haven't really dug into the family, but it really does seem shady. Okay, the family seems shady. I'm not gonna lie. But you can't just focus on the family. You really have to look at everything, all right? And they're just focusing on the family. Now, again, the family seems very shady. But that doesn't mean that the family did something to this child, okay? You really have to look at everything. Now, why she decided to wait for 6 months after this child went missing and all of a sudden, oh, okay, I'm going to go. Well, I think it's because, you know, Jonathan and Blowhorn Lady, yes, I do know what her name is, but, you know, that's what she's going by, Blowhorn Betty, or what, I don't even know why she's going by that, but we'll just call her Blowhorn Lady, decided to go, and she got all this attention from the Laundries, okay? She's got more subs, more following, you know, so she's going to go. And I think she even said on her channel, you know, all you creators, if you don't get off, you got to do, I don't even know her exact words, put your money where your mouth is. If you're not going to do the walk, you know, shut up or whatever. So she's basically telling you all out there that if you're not going to leave your families behind, okay, to get on a plane or drive to these cases, then you need to shut up, okay? Well, Molly, some people are not going to leave their families, and I know your child is older, okay? Not younger. I mean, still not of age, but older. But some people are not willing to leave their families, their husbands, or their wives, because there are some men creators that, you know, out there. Some of them have regular jobs, not saying that, you know, because there's a lot of creators that this is their main job, okay? This is what they do. But some of them have other jobs outside of this They can't just take up and go, all right? Some don't have the money, you know. I know you got all the money, you got all the cash. And some of them have younger children that need their parent home, and they can't just do that. And then you have the ones out there that just, they're not going to insert themselves the way that you're doing. So this is how they're covering the case. And just because they're doing it covering it like a normal creator would cover it, all right? A normal creator isn't going to hop on a plane and go insert themselves into the lives of these tragedies, all right? They're not. So for you to say that is just ridiculous. Because what are you actually doing? Again, to me, it just looks like you're doing it for attention. Again, you're in a motel and you have this blowhorn lady talking, and you talk over her and you're laughing, and oh my gosh, you guys just don't understand. You're not seeing what we're seeing, and you're laughing, giggling it up, and it was you're just all over the place. And I had to hold on. I thought I was just gonna fall, and again, it just looks to me like it's all about you. It's not about Summer. It's all about you. And again, where were you 6 months ago when she was missing? 4 months ago? 3 months ago? 2 months ago? Where were you? Every day that goes by and a child's missing is critical. Where were you? But you've seen all the attention it got you from the Laundrie case as well. Where was Blowhorn Lady? Where was Jonathan? Too busy screaming at the laundry house when they could be on a search team looking for Summer. But it's getting them attention on Twitter and on YouTube. But so you go down there and looking at this grave, and you're at the end of this family's driveway, and you're talking about the terrain and stuff, and just saying there's no way that this or that could happen, or no way that somebody could get up there or a child could get down. Well, let me tell you something. I lived there, okay? I have family that still does. And you would be amazed. You would be amazed what these children can do that are born and raised there. How they can get down the mountains, all right? I seen the terrain there. Now, I wasn't there in person, okay? But you would be amazed for kids that are born and raised, how they can get through the creek beds, how they can go up and down waterfalls, the rocks, because they're used to it. They play, it's like their backyards, okay? They're used to it. And for an adult that is like born and raised up in them mountains, they're absolutely used to it. And it might look impossible to city slickers, like myself. I mean, like I said, I lived there. So I seen it. And I have family that still does. So you would be amazed what the children that were born and raised there can do, even young ones. Something that I would be scared to death to let my child do. These kids, it's like they have no fear. And that's just like with the snakes alone, like copperheads. These kids, they're told what to watch for, and that's like something that I never knew. And not all copperheads, but they're told to watch to not watch. I'm sorry, to like a copperhead den or whatever, that they have a smell of cucumbers. Not all, but if you're out hiking or climbing up a mountain or whatever, if you're starting to smell like a cucumber smell, that you might be coming up on some copperheads or a copperhead den. So it's not impossible, okay? And then, yes, you did trespass again because you had a video of you in their shed. You guys were ransacking, not really ransacking, but going through their shed. So what do you call that? You might not have been up on the, where their house is, but down at the hill, that's still their property, right? And another thing, when you're in these, call it the holler, okay? These people that live in the holler, or they've been there forever, or just your old timers or whatever, it is not uncommon. They don't want strangers up on their property. They don't even like delivery people. They want everything delivered down at the bottom of their driveway. And the driveways are insane, people. Seriously, insane. And they want stuff delivered at the bottom. This is not unusual, even for people that aren't shady, okay? They don't like strangers on their property, period. And you will see no trespassing signs everywhere. They don't want people hunting on their property, okay? They don't want people coming on their property at all. And this is just, like I said, not shady people, just people in general that live in the holler. They just don't like it. They don't like people coming. They don't like strangers. That's just how they are. They're very private people. Now again, this family is kind of shady. Some of the things are shady. But so far we're 6 months in, and law enforcement has not. I know the other children are not in the home, right? And I have not dug in to this case with what is going on with the family enough to know exactly what is going on, but I believe the children are not home. I think there was a lot of, they had to have taken the children for a reason, right? So some living conditions or abuse going on. But we still cannot take it away that, somebody could have took Summer. We cannot take that away. Or that she wandered off and got hurt. We cannot just say that this family did something to Summer. All right? Could they have? Absolutely. I'm not saying that they didn't. But that's all Marissa is focused on, is this family, okay? What are they doing to look for Summer? And I have to tell her that the good people of Knoxville and the surrounding counties, they have been looking for Summer for 6 months. They have had search teams out for 6 months. And she's telling everybody, well, what is everybody else doing? All you creators out there that are covering this case, you're not out here seeing what we're seeing. What are you doing? Have you been on search teams? Now, if she has been, I don't know that. Because all I have seen, and I haven't watched anymore, so if her and Jonathan and Blowhorn Lady and all of them have been on search teams, legit search teams searching for Summer, then I have to eat my words. All I have seen is, the video of them at the property and looking at this terrain, going through a shed, and trying to get to this family. That's all I've seen, okay? Now, are they passing out flyers? I don't know. If they are, that's great. But people have been doing this for 6 months, the community. Now, I guess they're going back, or they were going back, and it was supposed to be to protest in Knoxville, okay, to get the father, I guess, arrested so that they could get the mother to talk? Huh? That's not how it works. Now, I don't know what all the father has done. I think there's some DUI cases on him or something. But if anybody can tell me, like I said, I haven't watched anything recently. But if he's done something to be arrested for, I mean, you think the mom's going to talk to some YouTubers? I mean, I know there was one that they were talking about, a creator or something that they actually talked with. Well, I don't know. I don't know. This is just all crazy. This is, again, in my opinion, look at me. All you other creators out there, all you're doing is sitting behind your keyboard trying to cover this case. We're actually out there, at the scene, whatever. Well, what are you doing? Are you on a search team looking for this child? Why did you wait 6 months? Why weren't you out there sooner? And why is it all about... And I think now that they're doing funding for the trip now, okay? Why weren't you out there sooner? And why aren't you, on legit search parties, searching for this child? Take off the heels, put on some sneakers, lock up that expensive purse, and do some real searching. I mean, you can still dig in and try to find some info out on the family while you're doing this, but do some legit searching. You can't just focus on one thing. You got to think about the whole picture, okay? The whole picture. So, on that note, that's the only thing I really have to say about Molly Golightly, okay? I guess something was said that they're not going to protest now. I don't know. Wasn't that what the trip was for? I have no clue. I have no clue. That's about all I have to say about her because, again, I don't know. I didn't see scamming going on with Marissa. I didn't see, I'm sure there was a lot of drama going on with her. I just did not follow her or watch her enough. I just seen a lot of, what I did see of her was a lot of, look at me, okay? And somebody that is self-absorbed, somebody that, I'm not saying she doesn't have a good heart, okay? Because nobody knows where their heart is except that person, all right? I seen a real nasty video. Somebody else put it out. I didn't see it on her channel, where she is really calling this girl every name in a book. I think it was about over a Christmas fund, if I'm not mistaken. But, I mean, it was really horrible. I don't even know what that was about. But, I mean, she can get nasty, too. Marissa can get very nasty. But I see somebody that is putting other people, other creators down, that is not jumping on a plane or getting in a car to go to these destinations where these true crimes are happening. And now that's what she's doing. She's leaving her family behind, okay, to be on their own while she's traveling with these people to go to these places. And I think, in my opinion, she's doing it for, a pat on the back, all right? And you can cover a case and not go to the scene. And I don't think you should go to the scene because, in my opinion, I do believe that you can you can hurt the investigation when there's an open investigation, and you have these people, you know, in YouTube land that are coming out and doing stuff like this, and trying to get at this family, you know, you can really, really hurt the case. So I'm going to end it there. Like I said, I haven't followed her enough. That's the only thing that I can really say about Marissa. She's just not my cup of tea to follow. She might be a lot of other people's. That's just how I feel. I know I've said that 1,000 times already, but you know, you can't put other people down because they don't want to jump in a plane, get in a car, and go to these places and protest. Okay, that's not how they want to do things, and maybe they don't want to brag about how much money they have, or how much money they're throwing at this thing or that thing. And so, again, you know, I'm done with Marissa because I just didn't follow her enough. So we'll catch on the next one. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. We'll just see. I'm still going to do that behavior thing, but I'm gonna do a little digging further on the cult mentality, or the cult behavior, and the needing to belong, because I really want to dig into that better. But I'm not sure who I'm going to talk about next. I know there's some more things going on with Natasha, and I did want to stay, you know, move on from that, but there's more things going on, so, you know, more stuff will be covered on Natasha, but and I'm gonna get to Critical K. I know she's not on YouTube anymore, she's on other platforms, but there was a lot of ugliness going on with her in groups, and then it got carried over to YouTube, and she's on other platforms now, but we will cover Critical K as well. And but I'm going to jump off here. I got things going on today that I got to get done, and we'll just catch you the next time.